This is the Basketball Show with Shane the Hammer Heel. What they gonna say next?
Hello everybody, Joe and Hammer back with you for another week. It's all thanks to TCL Mobile, NBA 2K23 and new PC Oz. Shane.
Oh, my trouble
Sorry.
to start with. Shane.
I didn't
yes,
mean
Mum.
that.
Yes.
It has been a wild week, has it not?
Has been a wild week.
It's been great.
Yeah. What are you?
Have you got a highlight? I genuinely didn't mean that. I just.
Oh, it's been, well, we've
Shane
got
is your name,
we've
came
got
out.
the Kings. Well done to Chase Buford and his players.
Back to
Jeez,
back.
what a grand final series it was. We'll talk more to Derek Rucker, but she's halfway through that final quarter. A flip of the coin in Game 5. Fantastic stuff, and well done to those guys for being able to get that done.
No, exactly right. WNBL finals as well.
Yep.
Game 1.
Halfway through.
Yes, well, halfway through.
Well, if it's 2-0, we're halfway through. I think it will be.
We have plenty to get through today. We're also talking Aussies in the NBA, and Lavar Ball will join us in the studio.
Whoa!
He is
Can we
down
go
under.
one-on-one? Can I go one-on-one? Have we got a hoop anywhere?
Can we get this sorted? Director Dave, let's make it happen.
Let's
make it happen. He's down under with the Big Baller brand, so who knows where this show is going to go today. Let's do it. All right, this is our TCL starting 5. We'll talk more about the Kings Championship shortly. But shout out to Xavier Cooks, who lodged his first minutes with the Washington Wizards over the weekend. Literally got on a plane Thursday morning after going back-to-back as the Kings captain and then was probably hungover, yes.
Yeah.
And was then on the court for the Wizards. And do you know what? He didn't look out of place. You could tell there were a couple of nerves
He's not going to
early.
be out of place, Jojo.
No, which was really great to see.
I love the fact that he gets there, gets off the plane, and they're like, you know what? We're going to throw you in for 4 or 5 minutes. It's a blowout. Be able to get rid of some of those cobwebs. Look at that deep breath too. Just, he's trained his whole life and dreamed of being able to do that. And there probably was a point where he thought, maybe this has got away from me. I'm not going to play in the NBA. So for him to sign a multi-year deal, fantastic stuff. Can't wait to see where that eventuates for.
No, it was great. 5 minutes, 2 rebounds. What the stat sheet doesn't show, though, offensive tip out, hustling on defense, getting in guys' faces. So that was pretty cool to see.
Are you managing him? Are you on the?
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I should.
Yeah,
maybe
you
I
should.
need to make that happen. Jarrell Brantley as well, off the
Yes.
back of an incredibly successful season, obviously, with the Breakers, has picked up a 10-day
Good on you, mate.
contract with the Utah Jazz. He's got history with the club as well, but
Yep.
it shows, I guess, the impact that he's had for the Breakers this season. Just, big body throwing himself around and the energy that he brings.
And the respect of the NBL that teams are prepared to be able to wait for these guys to finish and to be able to bring them in and to be able to hit the ground running. So hopefully that turns into a second 10-dayer and then a guaranteed contract. Would be great for him.
Yeah, fingers crossed, so that's for sure. A couple of the other Aussies over in the NBA who are killing it as well. Matisse Thybulle has gone from playing 12 minutes to being a starter with Portland. He's up to about 30 minutes. And I think he's gone from 24 to about 40% from deep on the season as well. He's having a massive impact for the Blazers.
Averaging 12 points a game over the last 3 games as well. So, a whole lot of confidence, plays that perfect role. We sometimes you can be left out of a rotation of one team, but it'd be a perfect fit for another team. And that's why the trades work so well. He's found a home, and I think he'll go from strength to strength as well.
I love what Josh Green is doing as well. He started their last 9 games. We were talking about it a few weeks ago off camera pre-show, I remember, and it was like, isn't he a starter? What are they doing? But he's really playing some awesome basketball. I think he had 3 straight 20-point games in a row as well.
Well, the trade was big for him because they got rid of some critical pieces that were in front of him. And now, he's averaging 10 points a game, 53% from the field. But the most important thing for him is his 3-point percentage has gone to 41%. So now he's a 3-and-D guy. He's the sort of guy that he'll sign for $10 million plus per year at the end of this when he becomes eligible. So critical role, great opportunities, and he'll continue to grow.
I do love watching as well. He's garnering the attention and the respect of his teammates. You watch it, and Kyrie's going out of his way to pat him on the back and say, great job, mate. Which you don't see a lot.
Kyrie did something for someone else.
Exactly, I love it. Josh Giddey, 4 triple doubles this season.
8 in his career.
he's just flying. He looks like a bona fide NBA star out there.
He's owning it. He's taken that confidence from the day he was drafted, and he's just run with it. He's for that size to be able to go and make plays for himself, but create for his teammates, has been incredible. I mean, we can't say enough about him, but he's going to grow with that team. That team's going to continue to have success year after year, and he's a superstar already.
They're 8th in the West. It's not impossible that they avoid the play-in altogether. I think they're a game and a half behind Dallas in 6th. But at least the play-in would be, I guess, considered a success for them.
I think so.
Moving forward.
Another step forward, young team. They'll continue to grow, and the next couple of years, a couple more pieces probably they'll be looking for, and they'll be good to go. But I just love watching him play. I mean, just such a great basketball family. Was such a legend to see his son doing great things on the world stage. And now all young kids are growing up thinking that they can go to the NBA. And why wouldn't they think that? Guys like Tyrese Proctor now at Duke, he's like, I'm going to be first-round draft pick. I'm going to be a lottery pick. Why not?
And finally, what about Joey Ingles at the Bucks? He's slotted in so well coming back from that knee injury, shooting the ball really well as well, and just, again, having a really solid impact.
Veteran presence in the locker room, on the court, 7 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, but he just makes the team better. And they're getting ready for a championship run. And when you've got somebody with Joe's experience and knowledge and poise, ability to hit big shots, he's just going to fit this team perfectly. And I think he's a critical piece for a team that's got to be the favourites in the East to be able to come through.
No doubt. He had 14 and 5 last game. One thing I do want to ask you, though, is that he had an open look at one point from 3. He almost looked to his right, saw that Giannis was free, went back, and he gave it up. And Giannis shot it, missed the 3 ball. And I'm just like,
What?
You want Joey to take that shot? I would take Joey Ingles shooting a 3-pointer over Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Everyone in the world would. But he's just pumping up his superstar.
I know, and
it's smart business, Joe.
Oh, I don't know. I guess
I guarantee what he won't do.
My question is, does that eventually fade? I'm not sure he would have given that up for Spider Mitchell, for example.
No, he won't be doing that come playoffs in a big game.
Okay.
He's looking after the superstar. He's going to do the right thing.
I think I yelled at the telly. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, fair enough too. But no, he won't do that when it counts. He's just trying to look after his superstar and pump him up a bit.
Okay. Finally, a little bit closer to home, WNBL Finals. Townsville absolutely put their foot down in Game 1 against the Flyers. You must have, Shila's dad watching on, you must have loved it.
Yeah, no, it's hard when you go from being a marquee player of another club and then you're on the bench and you're playing your 15, 20 minutes. It's a big adjustment. But she's really done well over the last couple of weeks and she was on fire. I said to her after the game, I've never been 9 from 10 from the field, ever, in my whole career. Because if I'm 9 for 10, I've got another 5 or 6 up my sleeve where I'm ready to be able to get that heat check. But she's a little bit more conservative for me. But it was a great team effort and they complement each other. They move the ball. They're well coached, we know that. They've got a deep roster and almost 4,000 people there for that WNBL final.
The energy looked incredible in the stadium. The girls were, fist pumping and getting around each other and the atmosphere looked pretty cool. It's a daunting prospect, I feel, for the Flyers.
Yeah,
Game 2 on Wednesday night.
Losing from here, they're very much together, but they are a great basketball community is Townsville. They were for the NBL. They've always been for the WNBL. And playing in that elite stadium, even being there last week, fantastic to see. Really good for the sport. Well done, girls.
Yeah, love it. Game 2, Wednesday night, ESPN and KO. Time now for Points Made, thanks to UPC Oz. Former NBL MVP Derek Rucker joins us, as he does every week. D, great to see you. We're talking the Kings. They've gone back-to-back. Derek Walton, Finals MVP. I'll get your thoughts first. What did you make of the series as a whole? And obviously, Game 5, that was a cracker.
Well, hold on. Before you even get to... What time did he get home? I don't know whether he actually remembers the... Do you remember the game? Someone told me he might have missed a flight.
I also remember sweeping the pool room with some outstanding play, but that's another story. Check this out. I thought the Kings played fantastic basketball. The series was so competitive, Shane. It reminded me a lot of the 2004 series between West Sydney and Sydney, where it was very hard to determine who the better team was. No team was dominant at all in this series. And in the end, I think it was the fact that the Kings had done the work throughout the regular season and earn that game 5 at home in front of a record crowd. That was the difference. Their key players struggled throughout the series. Xavier Cooks was not good throughout the series. He finally got healthy and started to find his rhythm sort of in the second half of game 5 and was very impactful. And of course, you can't deny the impact that an injured Angus Glover had on that championship run. And he deserves a lot of credit, even though Derek Walton Jr. was the grand final MVP. And from a league-wide, a macro perspective, it was an outstanding performance from both teams and the public and the media, everybody getting behind this championship series and making it probably one of the biggest sporting events that we've seen so far in 23.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And well done to Chase Buford and his players for being able to get through a tough series. They were the short price favourites. Most people thought they were going to win, but everyone gave New Zealand some sort of chance. That's what made it intriguing. And for that series to go back and forward and get to a game 5 was just great for basketball. And to see New Zealand up 7 or so with 5 minutes to go, and then the Kings be able to dig deep. You mentioned Glover. His impact was huge off the bench, and there's no player that deserves success more than him out of any player in the competition with what he's been through with knee reconstructions and the mental toughness for him to be able to stay strong mentally and physically to be able to impact that game in a game 5 was incredible. So happy for him. But basketball was the winner, no doubt about that. Well done to the Sydney Kings. As I said, they were the favourites. They deserved the championship. Geez, I tell you, you mentioned the crowd, the media, the feeling, the whole thing was great for the NBL, and it's on a great curve, that's for sure.
So fantastic for the Kings. Shout out to Geordie Hunter and Quatnoy as well. Thought those guys were pretty crucial right throughout the series, exactly. So they'll be going for a three-peat. I want to know who you think, say, the 2 or 3 most important guys are that they bring back. D, none of the imports are contracted. No Zabe Cooks, and it's unlikely that DJ will be there next season as well.
Why is that? He's contracted.
He is contracted. I just get the feeling that he's probably going to look to play maybe over in Europe.
Okay. He didn't have a great series, but we know what he's capable of, so that's interesting. But they've virtually just got a whole lot of role players, right? Important role players, but with a big bag of money to spend, who do you think they're going to go after, D?
Well, I mean, we know who's out there. Keanu Pender would probably be their big target, and a Will McDowell-White, depending on how whoever the coach is going to be. I think that's a big one too. Does Chase go on to bigger opportunities? We know he has another year left, we believe, on his contract. So I think that's a big piece to fill in as well. But they've got a nice little nucleus. They can bring back Glover. They can bring back Geordie Hunter. They can bring back Quatnoy. There's enough there to retain your championship fiber and build around, I believe, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. And I think those role players are critical for stability. And when you do have the money to spend, you go after 3 good imports. You need 1 marquee Aussie like McDowell-White, like Pinder. And then they're geared up again to give themselves as good a chance as anybody. But you know that the Perth Wildcats are going to be rebuilding. You know that Adelaide are coming for it again. You know the Melbourne teams who had no impact on finals this year, they're going to be rebuilding as well. So it sets up a great free agency period, and can't wait for next year already.
From the Sydney Kings to the Sacramento Kings, I admit I've been sleeping on them, but I certainly am not anymore. They've won 11 of their last 13, 7 consecutive on the road. Are they legit contenders in the West now?
Of course, I tried to tell you this a few weeks ago when you came back from America, obviously with some poor information about the standard of their play. They're on a run right now, Joe. They've got good basketball players and guys with a chip on their shoulder that really want to get things done. If you look at the advanced stats, they have the #1 clutch player in the league in De'Aaron Fox. Shane, you may not have seen him play. He's left-handed, and he can do some things with the basketball. He's finally figuring out how to play professional basketball after coming out of Kentucky at a young age. Sabonis, outstanding all-around basketball player. He's a double-double machine. Kevin Huerter, he's very good. Harrison Barnes, championship winner with the Golden State Warriors. He gives them some pedigree. I like where they're going. But Shane, not to go as far as Joe, but they're not going anywhere in the playoffs. Let's not trip. they're a second-round exit, if not a first-round exit.
I was about to say, I'm going to take all of that with a grain of salt because that's coming from the same guy that tried to sell me on Harden, Durant, and Irving. They're guaranteed for the championship. Don't worry about that.
Hey, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Have you seen James Harden right now? Don't worry about that. You're living 2 years down the road. James Harden is the leader of one of the best teams in the competition.
Yeah, we're not arguing about that. We're talking about his stint at the Nets. But I like the way that the Kings are playing right now, and hats off to them for the job they've done. The last week, they have been outstanding. But let's not kid ourselves. When it gets to the playoffs, they're not going anywhere. They're not winning a championship this year. They've set some foundations, though, where they can continue to grow and be a serious contender in years to come, particularly from where they've come from. They've really beaten the odds to be able to do that pretty quickly over the last couple of years with Sabonis going there, and that's no coincidence as well. So well done to them, but they're not winning a championship.
Either way, we are on the Kings train purely for Matthew Dellavedova's sake. So for that reason, I hope that they do well.
Me too.
Another Aussie, Tyrese Proctor over there at Duke. They went out to Tennessee in the second round. He's averaging 9.5, 3 and 3. Had a great last game, albeit they lost it. He's projected to go late first round, early second in this year's upcoming draft. If you were him in that position, do you declare or do you wait another year?
I don't think there's any chance that he's going to be going anytime soon if that's what the projections are. I think this kid's going to be a superstar. Seen that since he was a teenager here in New South Wales. Great kid, good family, plays with great poise, huge upside. Another year at college, he's only going to continue to mature. You look at his body, he's not quite ready for the NBA, but he will be. He's got a high IQ. I keep talking about poise and decision-making, like some of our other great guards that we've got that are teenagers coming through and having success as well. He's going to get it done, but I just think another year at college, build up his reputation, his name, that he's starting to get some really good recognition playing with a powerful team like Duke, and he will dominate college basketball next year. And then I think he'll be top 10 the year after.
Valid points, and I think this is where having a good agent can really help your cause because he can canvass the market and see what's out there. Maybe he gets, a guaranteed second round deal if he has a good agent that can get in there and really work the system. But I agree, Shane, he needs to build his body up and get a bit more man strength. Some of that's going to come naturally, but some of it's going to come through just sheer hard work. So I think Tyrese is in a really good position. He's getting great exposure at Duke. It's unfortunate that he missed out on the opportunity to go deeper into March Madness because perhaps that would have elevated his current draft stock. So that's not necessarily his fault, but it is unfortunate. Also, Mojave King with a double-double today in the G League, Hammer. I know it's a league you don't pay a lot of attention to. I know Joe's never been to a G League game because it's not quite her thing du jour. But you should pay attention to it because there's some good players coming out of the G League.
And
Derek's come on now,
Derek's on the payroll for King. We know that. It has been for years.
I love what Mo King is doing. I'm really excited for his year ahead. Got a chance to speak to him over there at Salt Lake City at All-Star Weekend, and he's super excited for what's to come as well. D, love your work as always. That is points made thanks to UPC Oz. Don't forget to check out upcoz.com.au for all the latest NBA markets. Well, thanks to NBA 2K23, I'm pleased to say that we have a very special guest in the studio, Lavar Ball, who is in Australia with the Big Baller brand. Lavar, thank you so much for coming in and joining our wonderful, I won't say wonderful, small little production here on the basketball show.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm happy to be here, and thanks for inviting me.
No, it's so great. What are you doing down under, first of all?
Well, down under, we're having some basketball camps, and we're going to pick a team, the best players, probably about 8. And bring them down to the U.S., and I'm going to train them how I train my boys. And so it's going to be a good thing. We're going to have a competition later on this week. It's going to be 3-on-3, and we're going to take the best talent out of that.
Where do they go to? How do they get involved in this?
Well, they got to get involved in this with the Big Baller brand verse.
Yep.
And it's a good thing that we have. And like I said before, they can go online and check things and bring your team and bring your best game.
Where is this going to happen? Because is this the facilities? You've built some facilities at your estate.
Yes.
Is that right? Is this?
Well, I'm having a gym being built at my, at big baller of the state, you know, and that's probably where we're going to do some other things. But we also have some gyms around that area where we're going to practice and get ready for the little tournaments and see what goes on.
How is it all coming along then?
It's coming along great on the fact that always looking for new talent and just to see smiles on the youngsters' faces to elevate their game and go to another level. It's always good to see.
What have you thought of the talent here? And obviously Mello playing here.
Right.
So you've
sure.
seen it all, and it was a little bit of his development, but he would have had a great time here as well.
Yes. I look at that like I figure anywhere you go, and if you believe in any coach, you can get better. And talent is all over the world, so it's not in one spot. You know, so I think it's the good thing is finding that and giving that one person that's really talented that opportunity.
How is he doing at the moment? Obviously ruled out for the rest of the season, but he was having himself a season up to this point. How have you seen his development for Charlotte out there?
Well, his development, like I keep telling people, on the development, ain't no development for my boys. They know how to play the game. So it's just having more fun and getting people to really believe in them and let them do what they do.
Well, he hit the ground running. He
Yes,
was having
yes.
triple doubles in his first year. And how big was it that he played pro instead of going to college, though, to get him ready to play in the NBA?
I think coming out here was better, playing with grown men. And this is what I say about the overseas thing. If you're really that guy and basketball is your thing, I don't think you need to be in there studying for a chemistry test or nothing like that. So I'm thinking that to be a pro, you have to be around that setting. In college, it's not really that much. I mean, you're going to lunch, you're hanging out with a bunch of other folks, but when you're in this profession, you grow up a lot quicker. So you see a lot of guys come over here and don't be really successful because their mindset is not right on the fact that you're coming at a young age and you think you're just going to come over here and make this money and not be really a professional. You got to perform every single game, and you can't worry about all that stuff on the outside. But when you go to a fraternity party and all this other stuff, it's a lot of distractions instead of mindset with just basketball.
What is the sentiment around the Hornets at the moment? Obviously, all the reports that MJ is looking to sell his majority stake. Does that impact where you and LaMelo, where your heads are at in terms of the organisation moving forward?
No. It got nothing to do with me. I'm down with triple Bs. So let Michael Jordan do whatever he wants with his team. You know, my boys eventually going to end up all together. So that's going to be the storyline.
And it doesn't matter where that is?
It don't matter where it is, but I already know I have a clue of where it could be.
Where?
You know, well, like I said before, I made my boys for Cali. Not for Charlotte and Chicago and all this. And Cali, all three of them got to be together. Mike had a chance to get them all. He didn't get them. Somebody going to get them. And when it happens, it's going to be the biggest thing in the NBA. Trust me when I tell you.
I love that. Lonzo, how is he doing at the moment? It obviously doesn't look too good for next season, but he's still young.
Well, Lonzo has to have surgery on that knee. So it's all good. It's part of basketball. You know, it's not where you at, it's how you come back. And it's like this, he can play the game. He understands how to play the game. So it's not like he's off for a long time. But like I said, all my boys separated, they're okay.
Mate, well, talk to us about MJ. Did you say you could beat him one-on-one? And
Of
how
course,
did that relationship
of course.
go after that?
You know I can beat him one-on-one. Come on. I was too big and too strong. There's no way he can beat me
How
one-on-one.
did he handle that when you saw him? Did he say anything?
You know what? I never saw Mike.
No?
But he's smart, you know. with Melo playing for Charlotte, can you imagine this? If he ever was at the game and I'm there and I just bounced the ball, people want to see that one-on-one.
Absolutely.
They would forget about the game. That's why he better not show up when I'm there.
Well, you weren't here before, but Hammer reckons he could take you one-on-one as well. So.
Well, I might have been able to figure you. I'd definitely take him from the three-point line.
Back in
no
the
doubt about
heyday,
that.
back in the heyday, he's too small. He's too little. I was too fast.
What about now?
Well, from the three-point line.
Well,
there's
now
no
I'll
chance.
kill him.
I'm shooting three still.
How old are you?
52.
52.
Don't look a day under 60.
I'm 55. He looked young, you could tell. But he's too little and too old.
Yeah, that's true.
Shoot.
That is true.
Oh, brilliant. Does anything about the NBA surprise you these days?
No, I can't say it does. The game has changed right where I like it, fast.
Yeah, okay.
And you know, that speed of the game, it's just going to get faster and faster. So now you have these guys that play the 4 and the 5 that we're not waiting for you guys to come down and post up. That game is flying now. That's where you got guys like the Joker, Giannis. These guys pass the ball, can dribble. The game got to speed up now if the big man is running.
Now, we've still got one more ball to see in the NBA. Right?
Yes.
Give us an update on that. Where are we at?
Jello is over there in the G League with the Greensboro Swarm.
You don't even know their names down there.
I don't even know their name because
you're like, don't worry about that.
What's better than one ball? 2 balls. Why you don't put him with Melo just one time just to see what happens? I'm gonna tell you something. When all my boys get together, and Jello's in the league with his brothers, he'll lead the league in scoring.
He will.
Yes, very easy.
Yeah, okay.
35,
how
40
old
points,
is he?
easy.
24 at the moment?
He's 24, yes.
Okay.
Has he looked at the NBL?
Huh?
Has he looked at the NBL, Jello?
No, I don't think he's really looked at it anything because he's looking at it like this. I get with the G League. That's his closest thing to the NBA. I'm right here for you guys. But as you tell, if the let's say the franchise don't understand what to do, even if they would have wanted to promote the G League, go with Jello. The times that he started and played, 20-something minutes, 20-something points, that's letting you know. What my boys do, 3 things. Lonzo will make everybody better. That's what he does. Melo, if win or lose, if you want to make money and people want to watch, that's my other son. But my other son, Jello, is the best scorer out of the boys because he's 235 pounds, can shoot, post up, do it all. But they can't stop him from being a star. So when he enters the NBA, which is going to happen because all my boys are cut from the same cloth, if he didn't do his little mishaps, he would have been a top 5 pick. Then they would say LaVar had 3 boys. Top 3 drafted.
I have some snacks for us. I've been told that you're a big donut
Oh
fan.
my God, that's why I love y'all so much.
While I get these out though, I do want to know how the 3 guys go with their mental toughness because obviously being in the spotlight, there's a lot of pressure on them, and yet for them to be even as successful as they are, let alone if they are playing all together in an NBA team, how do you instill that in them?
Well, first you got to understand what
Feel free to get into these while you're talking.
Well, no, I can't get into these. I got to have some milk, so I'm going to put these to the side. As a matter of fact, give me that other one in case you guys won't take that. I'll put both of them right here on my way out.
I definitely don't need any donuts today.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. I explained to them pressure is not playing sports and being a top player. Pressure is coming home and they say, hey, you got to leave here. And you say, where do I go? And they say, I don't know, but you can't stay here no more. So that's what I tell about pressure. Pressure is not playing sports to be making a shot, missing a shot. No, it's not a thing like that. This is life-threatening. If somebody break into your house and say, hey, we're going to kill one of your parents, pick one. That's pressure, you know? So if my boys understand that, this is nothing.
Yeah, well, no, fair enough. MVP this season, only because you mentioned them before.
Right.
Giannis, Jokic, or Joel Embiid?
I think Joel Embiid is going to get it. I was thinking at first Joker was going to get it, but they lost too many games in a row. They lost like 3 or 4 in a row, so they kind of brings it down.
Did Joel have 9 threes in a row today? Did I see that?
I don't know what he did, but you know what? When you're hungry, he tries the political thing to say, man, I just want my team to win. I don't care about the MVP, but you really do.
Yeah. I told everyone last week. See, smart man. I told everyone last week Embiid's going to win the MVP.
Well, some of the stuff that Shane says is really good. And I watch a lot of commentators and stuff like that, and one of the things is I think he sees the game from a different way, and he can understand the fluff at the top and the stuff at the bottom. It's just like he said. I think I seen an interview with him talking about the Kings, you know, and I said the same exact thing. They not winning no championship. They okay. They've been down so long, so now, but you got to have a good coach. You got a few good players, and I think when you win some championships, you look for the different qualities, and if you don't see them, you just be like, they're gonna do okay, but they're not gonna win like that. And I say the same thing.
You say that your boys are made for Cali.
Yes.
What happens if LeBron buys into this new Lakers organization, which, you know, is New Vegas organization that's potentially on the way? Is Nevada close enough for you?
Yeah, they're close enough, man, but they got their own thing.
Yeah.
Vegas and LeBron doing their own thing. I got some other stuff stirred up in LA.
Can you give us anything? Give us anything.
I'm going to let you guys set it up yourself. Now, the way the Lakers did Lonzo, you think I'd go back?
Probably not.
Exactly.
So it's all the clips.
So it's only one more LA team. And that LA team could be a dream.
Okay.
Why? Because they got dang Steve Ballmer. I love his energy. His name is Ballmer. My name is Ball. We supposed to ball more. That's how this is going down.
Brilliant. I love it. I love it. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
How
But
much
say,
longer,
hey,
how
before
much
this,
longer are you
hey.
in Australia for?
I'm here for another probably 7 days.
Okay.
But I have to give you guys these little perks right here from the Big
we
Baller.
like perks.
On the fact that you guys give me donuts, I have to bring you something from the ball.
Thank
first,
you.
the Big
This
Baller
is
first.
awesome.
Thank you,
Yes.
mate. Doesn't
So
look like there's a size
Amazing.
11 in here, though.
Yeah. Boy, Shane, I love your style, man. I love your style. But there you guys go.
Oh, look at that.
Just a little
Awesome.
something for you guys.
How good.
You know,
I love it.
I'll be
Thank you
rocking
so
that.
much.
yes, you're more than welcome.
Definitely.
And
He'll be
being
wearing
over
it.
here.
He'll be wearing it on the show next week.
Man, that's my guy. Shane, I love your style, man. I
Thank you,
appreciate
mate.
you. I
Thank
understand
you for coming in.
Yes, and it's good
No,
to get
it's
back.
been-
And you know what? I'm going to tell Mello when I get back home, I said Shane the Main was in business.
I love
God
it.
love him.
Beautiful thing for you, too.
Thank you so much for coming in. It's been awesome.
Thank you,
mate.
guys.
Enjoy
very
the
much.
rest of the trip.
Thank you kindly.
That's all we've got time for this week. It has been a busy show. We got through some of the Aussies playing in the NBA.
Yes, we did.
There are a few more to get through next week, and also some over in Europe playing their trade as well.
Boys and girls
Yep.
in Europe. Maybe even some college stuff. Let's get a bit of an update about
Yeah.
anyone going in the
Get
NCAA
into
and
a
what's
bit
happening.
of March Madness as well.
International stuff, so stay tuned for that next week. Lots of great things happening around the world.
Exactly right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to TCL Mobile, NBA 2K23, and UPC Oz. We'll see you next week.
This is a co-production by News Corp Australia and Closer Sports.